My name is Don. I own and operate Virtual 360 Images. The following videos are going to be on Adobe Print Shop Elements 11. In this video, we're going to talk about a feature called Out of Bounds. Out of Bounds is a feature that can be found in Elements 10, 11, and 12. We've gone ahead and imported a picture into Elements 11 to kind of speed up time a little bit. If you remember, there are three sections to Elements 11: Experience, Guided, and what's called Quick. In Quick, you can take your photo and come over on the right hand side and adjust the exposure, level, color, balance, shade. Very simple things to do. The one in the center, which is Guided, all of the features down the right hand side have instructions so that you can follow them step by step as you come down through them. We're going to go on down towards the bottom. You'll see that they're in groups. We get down towards the bottom. You'll find the one that says Photo Play. You'll find it says Out of Bounds. We're going to click on Out of Bounds. Once Out of Bounds comes up on the right hand side of the screen, you'll notice it's a step-by-step instructions. It'll show you at the top the picture. As I move the cursor into it, it'll show the previous one and the picture of what we're trying to do with it. Normal picture. The picture after will be done. You follow the steps below. Number one is to add a frame. The box that's going to bring up in the middle of the screen is the area that we want to save. I'm going to move it in the upper corner, right hand corner here. I'm going to come down to the center here, and I'm going to drag the bottom part down to the bottom portion of our picture. I could take this out to the left if I want to. Bring it back a little bit, anywhere in there. In the Adobe products, in order to apply a step, you'll look down here towards the bottom, and on the right side of the picture there's a green check mark. I'm going to click on the green check. It's going to isolate the part of the picture that we want to see. Click a second time on a green check mark. And you can see that on the left side it's overlaid a shadow, but still shows the part that we want to save, which is his legs coming into that frame. If we go back over to the right side and follow our instructions as we slide that down, number two, selection of the tool, and down towards the bottom on this particular tool, we can make the size of the brush a little larger. We can go oversized with it. We want to keep it about in that area here. Once I've selected my brush size, I come up here on around the waistband on his jersey, hold the mouse down, and you'll notice as I start moving it, it will outline the pants. I get on down, I'm still holding the mouse down, up around his shoes. There's his other shoe, and I'm going to let off of the mouse. That has pretty much outlined what I want to save outside of our regular frame. I'm going to click and remove that bottom part. If I come up here to step number 3, outbound effect, click, we're done. That's fairly easy. Now we have the effect of him actually diving into the picture frame, into home plate. Now there are some touch-up things that we can go back later after we saved it. Right above his legs, it got really a little bit outside of the line of his pants. That can be fixed in some of the other editor parts, but the basic idea. We can also change the shadowing around the frame a little bit over on the right side where it says add shadow. Small, I think, is what basically is what we've got right here down the side. We can make that a little larger. You can see the shadows a little wider with the medium. If I go over to large, the shadow's even a little larger. And that may be where you want to leave it at that. At that point, we're done. I'm going to put it back over on small. Once we're done with the out-of-bound picture, it's time to save it. At that point, we come up to File, up in the upper left-hand corner. Click. Come down to Save As. And you'll notice the first time we try to save this, it's going to want to save it in a file called PSD, which is a Photoshop file. If we save it in that file, it will remember all of our steps, all of our clicks, if we want to go back and re-edit it again. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the drop down where it says PSD, and I'm going to come on down where it says JPEG. At this time I'm going to add behind the original name of the file underscore out of bounds, so I will know what that picture is, and click on Save. Now our picture is saved and we can continue on. Now that we've been through the video on how to create outbound photos, I've attached a series of pictures that I have done to maybe give you some ideas on how you can use this same feature. The first one I've actually did it twice. I went in, did the outbound from one side, saved it, and then closed it out, brought it back in, and did the outbound on the other side. That's how I got the outbound on both sides. You'll also notice that I've slanted the pictures. I went back in later through Adobe into the expert side, and I created the slant on the top and the bottom to give the photo kind of that effect of that. In this case, the bird was flying into the photo. The next one, I did the same thing. I did the slant afterwards. It kind of gives the effect of the flag coming out of it. This particular flag was on the back of a cruise boat that we took out of Naples in the Naples harbor. This is the type of photo that I say always carry a camera with you. This was in Sebring, Florida at a golf course. Happened to get out of the car and looked over and saw this motorcycle with the rack on the back for the fellow's golf clubs. Had to take that picture. Again, I slanted the top and the bottom to kind of give it that effect that the motorcycle was going into the frame rather than a flat frame. That's something you can always do afterwards. There's not a feature that I could find in Photoshop Elements that would allow me just to slant that without physically having to go into an editor and edit that in there. This was a little different one. This was one of our grandsons in Omaha who's a pitcher. I decided to go and kind of reverse. This kind of gives you the effect that he was stepping out of the frame. And this is the one we used in the video itself. This is another one of our grandsons, and actually what he was doing, he had tried to steal second base and got caught in a pickle and he was sliding back into first base. And that was it for outbound photos. I hope you had a chance to learn something from it. I would say apply it. Try some of your photos. That's the best way to make it work. Thank you again for watching our video.